Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. Today we are diving into the future of fashion.
The future, huh? Sounds exciting.
It is. We're talking about digital fashion, ditching the traditional runways for virtual catwalks where avatars and NFTs are like the new must-have accessories.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. What's really interesting to me is how digital fashion is influencing actual real-world style.
Exactly. It is more than just trends, right? We're going to unpack why this digital revolution is changing how we express ourselves. It used to be that tech in fashion just meant some new kind of fabric or like a new way to manufacture clothes.
Right, right.
And now we're talking about clothes that only exist digitally.
And it's attracting big names too. We're talking about luxury brands like even Gucci and Balenciaga creating virtual pieces specifically for these online games, like Fortnite. Imagine your avatar all decked out in exclusive Balenciaga going to I don't know, a virtual concert or something.
It's next level self-expression, wouldn't you say?
Totally.
The digital world just throws the rule book out the window. Gravity, who cares?
Yeah,
Physics, whatever. The possibilities, they are limitless.
I know, right? It's pretty wild.
We were reading this article about this design house called The Fabricant, and they
Yeah.
only create digital couture. Can you believe that?
Really? Wow, that's amazing.
That's mind-blowing.
It really is. The Fabricant is a perfect example of how digital fashion is pushing the boundaries of what even is fashion, And this accessibility, this is huge because it's making fashion more inclusive. It's celebrating everyone's individuality. You know what I mean? Your avatar, it becomes like this canvas where you can express yourself in ways that we never could have even imagined before.
And let's not forget about NFTs. Owning a unique piece of digital fashion, like, say, a one-of-a-kind virtual jacket, it's like owning a piece of digital art, It's like a new kind of status symbol. What do you think is behind this shift?
That's a really interesting question. What is fashion if it doesn't physically exist? You know, is it only about visual expression now? Or is it something more? I think what we are seeing with NFTs is that ownership in the digital space is taking on this whole new meaning. These digital tokens, they're like proof. They show that you own a unique piece of virtual art or fashion in this case.
Right.
This whole idea of digital ownership, it's interesting, especially for younger generations, because it kind of reflects how we see value in a world that's becoming, well, more and more digital.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Owning something rare, even if it's just in the digital world, it's always had this allure. This isn't just about owning, like, pixels on a screen, right? This is about expressing ourselves, like we've been talking about. And speaking of which, how does the metaverse fit into all of this? I'm already picturing myself attending a virtual fashion show as my avatar, buying outfits right off the digital runway. Have you seen those?
Yeah, those are really cool. And inside these metaverse spaces, some aesthetics just really thrive. Like one in particular that's really having a moment right now is cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah, cyberpunk is huge right now.
Like this futuristic kind of tech noir thing, and it's everywhere. And it makes sense, right? The genre, cyberpunk, it's always been about rebellion, like questioning the norms in a world that's ruled by technology.
Cyberpunk, they practically wrote the playbook for this whole digital fashion explosion, didn't they?
Yeah.
The neon lights, the sleek designs, that whole vibe, it just fits in these virtual worlds.
And it's not even just about the way it looks, it's more than that, right? Cyberpunk, it often explores these really deep themes of identity, individuality. It's about challenging what society thinks, and all of that is amplified in these digital spaces. People are using fashion in the metaverse to explore all these different parts of themselves, to play with their identities and to connect with others who get them, who share their passions.
I love that. It's fascinating how these real-world trends and these digital aesthetics, they're all kind of influencing each other. Brands like LAZERorange, this is a perfect example of what we were talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
This brand, they just embody cyberpunk like straight from the pages of, I don't know, like a William Gibson novel or something.
If we're talking big picture here, LAZERorange, they're a great example of how digital fashion isn't just about virtual clothes. They're proving that this whole movement is influencing how we design clothes in the real world,
Yeah.
like pushing the boundaries of what we think of as fashionable, even in the real world.
It's like this blurring of lines. It's so cool.
Uh-huh.
What do you think this means for the future of personal style? Are we all just going to stop wearing actual clothes?
That is the million-dollar question right there, isn't it? I don't know about that. I don't think it's about one replacing the other, really. It's more about finding ways for both to exist. You know what I mean?
Right.
To work together to complement each other. I think so anyway.
Yeah.
We are already seeing how digital fashion is influencing real-world trends. A lot of brands are experimenting with these hybrid collections. Like maybe you buy an outfit for your avatar and then you get the real-world version too.
Oh, wow.
It really gets to the heart of what fashion is all about, which is self-expression. Whether it's a physical garment or a digital avatar, it's how we tell the world who we are.
A fashion fusion of the real and virtual worlds. That's a great way to put it. But while we're on this whole fusion of technology and fashion thing, what about the environment? One of the best things about digital fashion is that it's sustainable, right?
Oh, absolutely.
No manufacturing, no shipping, no waste.
This whole digital shift, and brands like LAZERorange are a great example,
Hmm.
it has this really fascinating impact on sustainability, actually. Let's dig into that a bit.
Yeah.
So think about it. With digital fashion, you are basically getting rid of that whole physical production line, right?
Right.
That's less waste, fewer resources being used,
Mhm.
smaller carbon footprint for everyone. You can try a million different trends, styles, without ever having to buy an actual physical garment.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Good for fashion, good for the planet.
Talk about shopping without the guilt. But
Yeah.
how does this translate to the real world? You know what I mean? Because I still buy real clothes. So how do we take this desire for sustainability and make it work with our actual shopping habits?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. Imagine being able to, like, try clothes on virtually.
Oh, like virtually try on clothes.
Yeah. See how an outfit would actually look on you before you buy it without even having to go to the store.
Right, right.
And this is happening already. Some brands are already doing this, and I think it could totally change how we shop for clothes.
It's like having your own personal stylist, but virtual and all from home.
Exactly.
No more of those crowded fitting rooms, no more weird lighting, just you and like a million possibilities.
And it goes beyond just being convenient too, right? When you can try something on before you buy it, virtually at least, you're more likely to love it when you get it, which means fewer returns.
Oh, that's smart.
And that means less waste, less impact on the environment.
That's amazing. It makes you wonder, like, what does this mean for the future of stores, physical stores? Are they all just going to disappear?
That's the big question, isn't it? I don't think it has to be one or the other, though. It doesn't have to be like the stores are dead.
Right.
I think we'll see a future where the digital and the physical, they both exist and they work together. They make each other better.
So not so much a retail apocalypse as a retail renaissance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about virtual stores where you could like browse clothes in this really immersive world. Maybe you could even interact with other shoppers. Right?
Yeah.
But then you could still go to a real store if you wanted to actually touch the clothes, get a feel for the fabric.
It's true. There's nothing quite like feeling a fabric,
Sure.
A real fashion fusion. That's a great way to put it. This goes back to what we were saying about cyberpunk, about pushing boundaries. This isn't just about clothes anymore. It's about everything that surrounds fashion,
Yeah.
And more, all of that is digital.
And it's becoming more and more personalized too, right?
Mm.
We can't forget about how technology can be used to create experiences that are tailored for you
Yeah.
specifically. Like imagine getting outfit recommendations based on the digital fashion choices you make, or going to these virtual fashion shows where your avatar is right there in the mix with other people who have your style.
That would be so cool. Speaking of cyberpunk and all of its influence on digital fashion, one thing that really sticks out is how much community there is around cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And it seems like that same sense of community, it's also happening in the digital fashion world too.
Absolutely. There are all these really vibrant online communities that are all about digital fashion. People are connecting over their love of gaming, technology, and obviously fashion. And there are no limits to creativity there, right? It's all about being yourself and being included.
It's so cool how this digital world is creating a place where people can belong, where they can connect with other people who get them, no matter where they are in the world. It's like finding your crew, but like your digital crew, all dressed up in their best virtual threads.
Exactly. And it just shows you how powerful fashion really is. It's a universal language. It goes beyond the physical. It doesn't matter if you're talking to someone at the coffee shop down the street or to another fashion lover in the metaverse. Fashion has this amazing ability to bring people together, to start conversations.
That's what makes all of this so exciting. Digital fashion isn't just changing how we dress, it's changing how we connect with people, how we create, how we express who we are. And the best part is that this is just the beginning. It's like we are standing on the edge of something brand new, like a digital runway.
Yeah.
The possibilities, they are just endless. So we've talked about virtual fashion shows, shopping in the metaverse, even how this impacts the environment. But where do we go from here? What's next for this whole fusion of fashion and tech.
Okay, so picture this.
Yeah.
You're walking down the street, right? But your outfit, it's enhanced with like augmented reality and it like reacts to everything around you.
Whoa, that's wild.
Yeah, so buildings come alive with these personalized projections based on your style or your digital accessories. They like shimmer and change with the light. Or imagine going to a concert, but your avatar, all dressed up in this like exclusive virtual merch, is right there rocking out with your favorite band in the metaverse. And this isn't just like some fantasy.
Right.
This is the future, and it's closer than we think.
It's mind-blowing. This isn't just about fashion anymore, is it? This is going to change everything.
Exactly. It's going to completely change so many industries. Think about shopping.
Yeah.
Virtual stores where you can like have a totally personalized experience based on your avatar style.
Yeah.
Or imagine like trying on clothes virtually, but you can feel the texture of the fabric through like haptic technology or something, all from home.
That's the dream. The ultimate digital dressing room. No crowds, no pressure, just pure fashion.
Exactly. And it goes way beyond just shopping. This whole digital wave, it's changing art, music, entertainment, all of it. Imagine owning a piece of digital art and it's displayed on the walls of your virtual house. Or imagine going to a virtual concert where the music changes based on how your avatar moves.
It's like we're living in a sci-fi movie, but we get to decide what happens next. And it's all about creativity, about breaking free from the limits of, like, the real world.
Exactly. It's about pushing those boundaries, trying new things, redefining what's possible. And this isn't some far-off thing. It's happening right now.
And that brings us back to you, our listener. What role are you going to play in all of this? What kind of mark are you going to make in the metaverse? What will your digital style be? For one, I'm excited to see what we create.
Me too. The future of fashion, it's in all of our hands, digitally and physically.
Yeah.
It's our job to explore the possibilities, to experiment, to express ourselves creatively and bravely.
I love that. And on that note, we'll leave you with that thought. Keep exploring, keep innovating, keep expressing your own unique style with the world. Until next time, happy styling.